Today on The Boot Guy, we're back to questions and answers. So I'm going to answer a few emails that I received, and hopefully they help you guys make better decisions when it comes to purchasing boots. All right, so let's get started. So my first email comes from a guy named Chris, and Chris writes, "Hey Boot Guy, we met about a month ago. I stopped in and you helped me pick out a pair of Danner quarries. Now, it took me 45 minutes, or it took us 45 minutes to make the decision. You talked me out of buying the Thorogood 6-inch non-waterproof wedge. Considering the fact that I'm a plumber, the Danner did make more sense." So that's not the question, it's just a statement. But as you can tell, he had his heart set on the Thorogood 6-inch wedge, and it's understandable. It's a beautiful boot. It's super comfortable. It's very durable. It's a great boot. But when you're a plumber and you're buying work boots, that is not the boot that you want to wear. Trust me. Unless you're all inside and you're just doing tubs and sinks and stuff like that, and you never have to dig holes, okay, it's a good boot. It comes on and off easy. It's comfortable, whatnot. Okay, we know the ins and outs. But this is the question. So my question today is more about rubber boots. What do you think would suit me better? The yellow rubber boot, or should I consider buying a pair of those muck boots that you were talking about? Okay, so he wants to know. And there's more to the email here, but I mean, that's the question. I don't want to go into, we were talking about motorcycles and we were talking about knives and guns and all that other stuff. We went through the whole gamut, like an hour and a half just bullshitting. So, but let's get to the rubber boots. So since you're a plumber, Chris, the yellow boot is probably the most valuable tool to you, or a pair of hip waders, one or the other. And I would strongly suggest a pair of Serva steel plate, steel toe hip waders in your line of work. Because you told me you go into a lot of flooded basements because you'll travel from Joliet all the way down into the city to do jobs. So you're moving around. I think the hip wader is a very, very good idea for you just to have in the truck. You can hose them off. You can hose out the inside. You can hang them upside down. You can dry them. They will function exactly how you need a tool like this to function. Now, muck boots, well, you told me you do a lot of digging. So I would sooner have something more comfortable on my foot if I had to do a lot of digging. And the muck boot is just that. The muck boot is really comfortable. It's great for kicking a shovel. It's great for standing in mud, for hours of standing in mud. And it comes off and it goes on really easy, so you can put your regular work boots on, or if you want to wear flip-flops when you're done with the job, you can. So those are my two suggestions. That's the way I'm looking at this problem. For the basements, definitely, I mean, yellow boots are great. Hip waders, I think, would be better. And safety hip waders. Muck boots, all that outside digging work that you do, yeah, why not? You know what? Would I wear the muck boots in a flooded basement where there's, shit and toilet paper floating around and some of the other stuff you told me about? No, I wouldn't go anywhere near it for that. Mainly because of the neoprene, and you don't want any of that shit getting stuck in the neoprene and yada yada, this and that, all that scientific bacteria bullshit. So, buddy, I hope that helped out. And if you can't find the hip waders, email me. You got my email. You know where to find me. Just email me, okay? I'll do everything in my power to help you find those. So let's move on to the next guy. So my next email comes from Alan. And Alan, he says, "I'm Alan from Sin City, Las Vegas." Alan, I love that, buddy. I love that you threw that in there. The city of sin. So he writes, "Thank you, Boot Guy, for making all the videos. I love your level of understanding when it comes to work boots. But my main question is this. Most reviewers are wearing the boots, they're using the boots, and they have like 1 or 2 videos that they're doing. You're in the upwards of 70 videos right now. Are you ever going to do videos about how a boot wears for you?" Well, Alan, probably not, because it's really not about how I'm using a product. It's more about an understanding. So think of my videos and think of me as a salesman that you can have with you at all times when it comes to buying your work boots. And the main reason why I started this project is I've been going around to a lot of different stores just checking out boots. And the thing that I found most disturbing, and I know this shouldn't really be disturbing, but what I found disturbing was the people that stores hire to sell guys work boots. If you were going to go buy a table saw, would you buy a table saw from a 16-year-old kid that never used a table saw? So when you go to one of the big box stores and you go to buy a pair of work boots, and you have needs, you've got special OSHA needs and ANSI needs, and you need a special type of safety toe, composite toe, a safety shoe that is, an unpenetrable sole, a puncture-resistant sole. All that kid's going to do is read the box. He can do the same thing you can. So think of me as that salesman who actually knows about the boots. And the reason why I'm making so many videos about so many different types of boots is that as I go through stores and I see boots, there's no sales help there for anything. So at least you guys have got me that you can email me. If you're about to buy a pair of boots, you can try emailing me. I mean, the chances are I'm going to email you back, but I'm there for you. I'm there to answer those questions to let you know what's going on with that boot. So I think the most disturbing thing that I find today as I go around in retail is that I don't find the level of appreciation that I once saw for sales staff. I mean, when is the last time you guys went into a store and you met a salesman that actually cared about what they're selling you and understood your jobs and how you guys are, working and destroying the stuff? And I think that's pretty poor. As you guys are dedicated to your crafts, the craft of understanding products in a consumer-based society, that is an actual, I'm not going to say it's an actual job, but it's an actual art, and being able to convey that information over in a way that makes sense. Now, I watch a lot of corporate videos and stuff like that, coming directly from the designer and the manufacturer telling you about their product, but that doesn't really help. That doesn't help anybody except for the company. So at least what I'm doing is I'm looking at the problem from the company's perspective and your perspective as the consumer. And I'm trying to put the information out there the best I can so that you guys can make a better decision. Remember, if you're standing in a store and you're about to buy a pair of boots, or one or two, you got three to choose from that you think are right, take photos, copy the numbers, compile it into an email to me, and just email it off to me. And if you don't need the boots right away, if you can come back in 3 or 4 days, or you can give me, a day or two to figure out whether or not these are going to be the best boots for you, great. You're going to end up having a more comfortable and better experience from buying work boots or outdoor boots, just boots in general. So that's it. Those are the few emails that I got that I wanted to put together into a video for the question and answer series. Remember, please don't forget to hit my subscribe button below. It really helps out. And if you should have any questions, like I just stated before, email me. Pick my brain. See what I got to say about it. All right? Until the next time, I'm the Boot Guy. Thanks a lot for watching, and thanks a lot for subscribing.